Okay. Hello, everybody. It is Badger Wild, and we are here today for the Tuesday live stream. You all are, I know y'all are waiting for it to see how this fighter goes down. Now, I did do some stuff in the meantime while I was at it. I'm also possibly going to be doing some polls and maybe eventually redesigning the ship that we're doing. I like the teeth, but I'm kind of leaning, it looks Klingon-ish, and I'm kind of leaning towards making it more Klingon looking. Anyway, as we were working the last time we was on, me and Dog were on here and we were working on a interesting set of fighter designs. And this week I kind of went through and did a couple of extra things, made some modifications, built some stuff up, and added some things. Uh, it's turning out pretty good. It's turning out pretty good. So we're going to be adding a few things, probably doing some skinning, and I'm going to be figuring out how to put maybe a little bit more, probably a little bit more ammunition on board of this thing if I can figure out how to stack that in there somewhere. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get started. So, this is what I've gotten done so far. I wanted a set of forward sweep wings on this. We're going to have another set of forward swept wings as soon as I figure out how to put them in. But the current concept here works pretty good. You can see the current concept we're working with right now. We have, first off, our Gatling guns. We have two of them mounted onto the bottom to give us a good, decent amount of firepower. And then on top of that, we also have number three, which is our cannons, which will be what we threaten other ships and stuff with. As far as speed is concerned, it's rather quick. And we've got a pretty nippy little fighter right here, kind of like how I like to have it. I like them light and fast. We've got good turning ability, and it will whip around very quick. One of the reasons this is happening is because most of our weight is centered towards the back of this thing for right now with all of our major units and everything we have loaded up. You can see here most of the weight is centered backwards, and we have a two-seater long-range fighter, which I'm also got the ability to modify the wings on. So that's going to be a thing. It has enough energy for about 4 days, and we've got about 2 hours with just the ion thruster. So this thing we can take off going, and it'll just simply go in one direction like we want. Now, there are some things we're going to have to add to this thing. Eventually, I plan on finishing it up today, if possible. But we are going to add some stuff to this. Number one, we are going to add a nose-mounted spy camera, or if we're going to add a camera somewhere on there that we can operate and move and look at things as we're flying by it. It'll give us the zoom function capability. Second thing is we're going to add some, probably do something with the guns in which the assault cannons, when they fire, we can fire them in a stream, so we have a higher probability of hitting something. So those are the things we are going to be looking at. You can see right now we move pretty nippy and pretty fast with this thing. Put her right back where she belongs. Back over here where we're building things. And like I said, just a nice little agile, nippy fighter. And I'm going to try and make this thing, kind of skin it to where we've got plenty of armor, but plenty of ways to make this work. Now, I may do the nose mount later, but we have one wing we've got to get the wing systems done so that when this thing is on the ground, I can fold it up nice and neat, and it's not an issue anymore. So we'll need that done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a section out here, sort of an odd section, and then we're going to mount probably 2 blocks outward. Now, let's see if I can do that here. And the plan is, for some reason, that'll stick there, and I do not trust it whatsoever. We'll mount a hinge system here probably, so that we can then mount another wing that's going to come out, which will be about the same size as these, but a little bit thicker. So we can add some decoy blocks in there to give this thing a little bit more survivability. And then we'll add some side panels, some armor plating in specific key areas. We'll probably add some armor plating underneath to kind of beef up the bottom of this thing a bit, give it a little more of a underslung vulture-like look. And then after that, it's all up to you guys telling me what you want this thing to be named. And I may just let the community name it. That way, we're just going to continue on with this nice little build here as I figure out where in the world I'm going to put next round. Later on, we're going to have to build a drone system for this bad boy. And that way we can use this as we can build a drone that can go with it. I would like to have something similar to that. I don't know if I want to use. That's an interesting thought there. I don't know if that's going to stay attached if I unhook it. I know that nothing usually attaches. I think it may be attaching to the side of these things here. And it may be all right. Let's cut that off and just see. We're at the easiest part of this nonsense where I don't have to worry about. All right, and let me just. It's not attached. We should be able to just knock it right off here. It's not that much. Can we knock it off? Some leverage there. Nope, no, it'll stay. Okay, so we don't need those side struts. That gives us the ability to do some other things. That gives us the ability to do some cool stuff right there. So we'll take this off. Okay, I don't know how that happened. All right, well, we got 3 long struts there coming off. We'll work with that. We are going to have some exposed sections of the ship. It's not something that I worry about, having my ships have any exposed sections. I usually work around that stuff as much as I can, so that when I'm building, it's not that big of an issue. I think what we're going to do here, though, we're going to slap some armor panels here and there. That should not interfere with the wings when they come up and around. And that'll just be one of those things that we don't have to worry about. And then I'll build this out into a set of thrusters that we can use here. And then we'll start skinning the rest of this thing up, making it look like the monster it's supposed to be. So now, oh, whoops. Oh, somehow I ran out of oxygen. That's bad. Hey, yo, Leps, how am I doing? Oh, I'm doing great. Doing great right now. It's one of the few times I've actually had a relaxing day. I haven't had to do a whole lot. So I'm in a pretty good mindset right now for doing space engineer stuff. So right here, I think we're going to pull off a little trick where I put these in place. And then we're going to go with this much smaller 1/4. Try and simplify that down. You lagging? I am lagging. Holy crap. No, I don't think I'm lagging. I am lagging. What the heck? There's a slight lag every so often. What is going on today? That is weird. Hmm. That's very weird. Why are we lagging this bad? Well, I'll go kind of slow, so we won't be moving too fast then. We may not get this done because I'll have to move a little bit slower so you guys can see what I'm actually doing. That way we don't have, it doesn't get too out of control, but we'll see. So we're going to move just a little bit slower as I go up and over. And I've got a bit of lag on my end as well. That is really weird. Holy crap. Ah, stop. Okay. I am experiencing a bit of lag on my side now too. I wonder if that is the internet in the area or what. That is kind of odd. That's shift F11. Let me see here. Render GPU load is like 98%. Huh. I'm at 30 frames a second. I can't understand what in the world's going on here. I do notice that the render GPU is at a 98% load, which it shouldn't be at that. Makes me wonder, something may be messing with the system, probably. That's weird. Like I said, we'll just try to move as short and not as rapidly like I normally do, which I'm really trying not to at the moment, I promise. So we'll go here to 3, and we're going to put this angle block in right there. Like I said, I'm experiencing a bit of lag on my end, which is the very weird thing. Maybe settings too high? I don't think so. Unless, let me check here. Display. Now, if I do this, I'll have to go out and I'll have to readjust this. But we'll take this down. Let's see if that doesn't. Oh, no, 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 no. No, we're not doing that. Okay, we may have, all right, there we go. Did we, can't remember, did I go down lower? No, I didn't. Okay, so maybe it's set it too high. Windows has done an update. That is one of the things Windows does. Jeff Bezos cannot just leave my stuff alone. Or not Bezos. Which one is it? The other billionaire that likes to screw with your stuff. Doesn't think you know what you're doing. I'm considering doing other content though. I'm just trying to figure out what else I could put into doing this game. Hold up now. Of course, I'm getting phone calls from work just as soon as I get on. They're like, "Oh, hey, we just realized we want to work now." That's annoying. That's very annoying. It's annoying when you have a job and a hobby. The job just is like, yeah, your hobby is secondary to whatever the job wants you to do. I am wanting to put more fins on this thing just to make it look good. I may have to leave here in a minute. That sucks. I may just come back tonight, and maybe whatever internet issues we're having right now will be somewhat solved. But anywho, can't control everything. So another thing that I'm thinking about doing here is we have this section. I may build this forward a bit so I can have a. Let me see. We'll do like a partial block here. One of these nice quarter blocks here. I am having a lag issue here on my end. I think that's what the problem is. I bet there is an update. I bet that's what it is. I bet I've got an update here somewhere on the system because Microsoft started doing updates, and now I bet you I have an update in the GPU, and that's what's causing the problem. Because it was the GPU's been maxed out suddenly. I'll have to look at that when I get home tonight. That is annoying. Ripperoni. Yep. Yep. That Bezos or Bezos. Why do I keep saying Bezos? Uh, what's his name? Gates just keeps coming in there and he says, no, 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 this is not how you're supposed to use Microsoft. You have to use it my way. And then he fricks with all your systems. And then you're like, this is not how I set the system up to run. And then everything just gets jacked up. I should have known because before I got on, I had to upload an update to, I had to have an update set up for the OS software that I'm using that I use to stream with. It had an update. And usually, if that has an update, a lot of things have an update. And I bet you there's some settings that are messed with, or my GPU drivers are going to need to be updated. More than likely, it's the GPU drivers that are going to need to be updated. I'm going to be really pissed. I have to go in there and update those things a second time. One of these days, I'm going to get really pissed off. I'm going to pull the trigger on Linux, and Microsoft is going to lose money because this constant screwing with you, the only thing that keeps Microsoft going is ease of use. And the more they, oh, jeez. Yeah, see, I didn't do that where I just shot up over. My intention was to do this. Instead, it shot me over. I'm having all kinds of problems. And it's lagging out doing stuff right now. So I'm going to have to probably quit here. Yeah, so right there, I'm trying to do this. Billionaires can't keep their grubby hands off stuff to make it worse. Oh, yeah. I've said this right now. Somebody who's doing AI, if you want to F with Google's bottom line and possibly get yourself, you know, uh, Epsteined in the process inadvertently, and not over kids, you could go out there and just build an AI that will do a better job at searching than Google does. And the simple fact of the matter is the reason Google is searching as good as it does is because when Google was originally imposed or originally designed, it was built in such a way that it picked sites that people went to. It did it by popular consent. And the internet worked really good because there are more people who will give their honest opinion than there are people who will give you an unhonest opinion. And then Google wanted to start controlling things. Now Google's sitting up there going, hey guys, guess what we're doing? We're now going to sit there and send stuff to sites that we own so that we get 100% of the ad revenue. Isn't that great? And all your search results are going to be jacked in the process. They can't leave it alone. Look, I'm being launched in directions I don't want to get launched into, but it's just happening. I may have to talk to Gomer about it. It could be that, and it could also be we've been working and we've been pirating other ships, and there could just be a bunch of debris in the server, and may just have to have Gomer come in there and just kind of clean it up a little bit. Sometimes that happens. Anyway, yeah, I'd try to do this having lag. I think that's what's causing the issue. It is something on my end, and I
Energy
need to fix it
low.
before it gets way too stupid because it is affecting the quality. And I've been having trouble getting quality streams out recently, so I don't know. But one of the things I have thought about doing is I am planning on probably doing a couple of playthroughs. I got a couple of games, some old sci-fi stuff. Also got some other games I could start doing, like just go through the missions on like an MMO or something like that, just so y'all could just to play through it and whatnot. The different ways I like to play things. If you guys might be interested in that, do let me know. I may put up a poll of stuff that I could play that I know right now I could do certain stuff and I could play some specific games. So I may look through, find about three good games that I could do, and I'll send it out there as like three games that y'all would like to see me play. Like just go through something that has a little bit more of a linear content because that's what I need on the channel. I need something. I need some playthrough content that could be bingeable. I think would be a great way to do this. I think some binging content would be awesome for the channel. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed what little bit we had here. I got one more I'm going to read off here. It's from Leps. It's really telling that they removed the don't be evil form from their code of conduct. Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But like everything that Google is doing, if you simply set up a simple search AI that ran on its own algorithm, you probably could beat Google in a. You probably get Google would be calling you up saying, "Hey, we want to buy your stuff. If you don't, you're gonna be Epstein somewhere. If you don't get, they would come in and start really asking questions. They'd really have it done, edit all of it, and just do episodic edits as we're going up. One of those, I figured out how to do Lost Planet. I figured out how to get Lost Planet and record it. So if you guys want to see Lost Planet and let me do a playthrough of it, I can't do Lost Planet 2 right now because I don't know how to get it on there because in the Steam store, Lost Planet 2 is effed right now. Capcom has had a thing up on it for about 5 years now, 3 to 5 years, saying we're going to fix this game because of viewer feedback. And I feel like because of what happened with Lost Planet 3, that they're not going to do anything with Lost Planet 2. They're not going to bring it back. And it was such a good game. I wish they'd just do Lost Planet 2 again and be done with it because it's the same company that did the Monster Hunter franchise. And y'all see how big that's blowing up. Uh, Very similar makeup, except it was more linear missions. And you and your friends kind of done, what is it, Left 4 Dead kind of style? Only you had mechs and exoskeletons. You could pick up miniguns and fight, and had a grapple gun and all that good stuff. And it's a good, solid game. It's just I can't get it on the PC. I had it for PlayStation, but I don't have a PlayStation right now. So that's the thing. And I don't want to buy a sensor station. I don't want to buy the bend you over the table console that is with console. I understand some people they can't afford anything but a console, and that's okay. If that's what you can get, that's what you can get. But honestly, if I could get the money, if I thought, well, if I could, skip a meal or two and get a PC, I would do it. And I'm not dogging on them. I'm just saying y'all in the console market deserve a better system and better treatment than what you're getting right now. Steam really treats us very well. But anyway, sorry about the short stream. Hopefully, I can actually get this finished tonight, and we'll actually have some pretty. Or I may just have to wait till like tomorrow or the next day to wait for this thing to kind of line itself out. There may be something going on right now. Don't know. Maybe a couple buzzards built another nest up on the tower. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.